15 years ago, the CEO called my original contract a minor formality when we were 4 people crammed into a broom closet. We lacked matching chairs, our microwave killed the air conditioner, and our budget was practically non-existent. Yet, I brought real blueprints that transformed that filthy room into a multi-million-dollar empire. I earned 16 patents in 5 years, quietly serving as the sole engine behind our massive corporate growth. My crown jewel was Patent 34, an adaptive process flow that allowed factories to switch production lines without shutting down. That single innovation secured nearly $300 million in fresh client contracts. While executives chased stock options, I stayed in the lab, locking down watertight intellectual property. I never missed a filing deadline or took a shortcut, foolishly assuming my dedication would protect my position forever. Everything changed the moment an arrogant corporate hire named Vance stepped off the executive elevator in custom leather shoes. Brought in by our new parent company to maximize efficiency, he possessed a resume built entirely on buzzwords and bankruptcies. Within weeks, Vance systematically stripped my lab budget, excluded me from strategy meetings, and assigned my best engineers to new marketing pods without my knowledge or consent. I watched silently during a quarterly review as Vance presented my process enhancement patent under a glossy new title with his own photo on the cover slide. The board nodded along blindly, caring only about revenue rather than true innovation. Former colleagues left apologetic notes on my desk, but I refrained from fighting back immediately. I needed Vance to believe I was merely a passive ghost before I unveiled my countermove. Vance orchestrated his grand play at the quarterly board meeting, holding up my original paper contract like a trophy before feeding it into a shredder right in front of the entire board. He announced my immediate termination, claiming the company needed fresh energy rather than someone coasting on past achievements. My former peers looked away in uncomfortable silence, entirely unaware that Vance had just executed the biggest blunder of his career. What Vance failed to realize was that the paper he shredded was merely a duplicate copy of an outdated document. Buried deep within my actual contract was a specialized intellectual property reversion clause engineered years ago by my sharp attorney, Arthur. That bulletproof clause explicitly stated that if the company breached my employment terms, every single patent and derivative work would immediately revert back to my exclusive personal ownership. Arthur and I had filed that agreement through an immutable, time-stamped digital notary system hosted across secure global servers. While the company regularly pushed updated digital non-disclosure agreements to other employees over the years, I had quietly avoided signing a single new document. My original agreement remained completely untouched and active, waiting patiently like a hidden landmine for the company to make a misstep. The evening after my public firing, Arthur filed our official breach notice directly to the company legal department and their outside counsel. The documentation proved that Vance had publicly terminated me without due process, immediately triggering the full reversion of all 34 core patents. Within 24 hours, their high-priced attorneys realized that in firing me, they had accidentally wiped out their entire corporate portfolio. While the company attempted to project normal operations to the public, internal chaos erupted on the manufacturing floors. Critical automated robotic systems suddenly locked up because key authorization codes were tied directly to my personal developer credentials. Meanwhile, major international clients began demanding proof of ongoing certification from the original patent holder, sending urgent compliance inquiries directly to my private email inbox instead of corporate headquarters. Outside competitors and aggressive private equity firms quickly caught wind of the legal chaos and began bombarding me with massive buyout offers. While Vance tried to downplay the crisis during internal company calls, Arthur sent a final legal notice backed by immutable blockchain metadata and regulatory warnings. The company faced complete operational paralysis, realizing that every single machine on their production floor was now legally trespassing on my personal property. I walked into their top-floor corporate boardroom the following Monday wearing dark jeans and work boots, holding a single leather folio. Vance sat at the table looking utterly exhausted, his arrogant composure completely shattered after a weekend of emergency legal calls. I calmly presented 2 clear options, giving them 47 minutes to either license my patents at my mandatory terms or lose everything to their biggest rivals. The terms were brutal, requiring $7 million upfront alongside 25% of net profits from all products utilizing my technology. Vance attempted to accuse me of extortion, but I smoothly reminded him that he was simply paying rent for assets he no longer owned. Defeated and lacking any legal recourse, the board signed the licensing agreement and initiated the full multi-million-dollar wire transfer that very afternoon. Sunset. The full payment cleared into my personal bank account, granting me absolute financial independence and complete control over my life work. I packed a small bag and drove up to my new lakefront house, enjoying the quiet woods and total peace of mind. They built an empire on my mind and tried to discard me, but now they pay me tribute every single day just to keep their doors open.